NASDAQ futures down 0.6%. U.S. government bonds can be seen as a haven during volatile times, but not seeing more of that at the moment. The 10-year interest rate steady at 4.33%. And activist investors making a play for the big record label that has Taylor Swift, among others, in a deal valued at about $64 billion. Here's Marketplace's Nancy Marshall-Genzer.
Investor Bill Ackman is behind the deal. He wants his investment firm, Pershing Square Capital Management, to take over Universal Music Group, or UMG. Ackman says UMG's stock price has, quote, languished because of issues unrelated to the performance of its music business. Ackman says those problems would be solved with a transaction he's proposing. Ackman wants to merge UMG with Pershing Square Spark Holdings. The new company would be based in Nevada and listed on the New York Stock Exchange. UMG hasn't commented on the proposal yet. I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer for Marketplace.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Bitwarden Password Manager. Bitwarden is designed to manage passwords across devices and locations to secure sensitive information for business and personal accounts. Learn more at bitwarden.com. And by GEP. With GEP Key Agentic AI and GEP Smart Software, GEP is at the forefront in agentic procurement orchestration and autonomous supply chains.
On Thursday, we see what the economy looks like in numerical form with the latest revision to gross domestic product. Growth was meager last time we got this government reading, but in search of a more immersive view of the U.S. economy, I took a drive along a stretch of historic Route 66, which turns 100 this year. Yesterday, I took us to some near ghost towns, seemingly untouched by the artificial intelligence revolution. Today, a stop on 66 at a campus where AI is getting a full embrace.
Okay, we'll start with
Students at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff setting up a tripod with rotating gizmos that use light to make 3D maps of forests. It's called LiDAR, a tech used also on self-driving cars like the Waymo robot taxi, in which we started my Route 66 journey.
The main technology I use is aerial LiDAR. We're using it to look at the forest in a 3D sense as opposed to 2D data.
Keegan Line is a second-year PhD student at NAU's School of Forestry. He does this for several reasons.
A big one is habitat identification.
It is also good for understanding wildfires. But to tell a pinyon from a juniper from a quaking aspen takes more than LiDAR. It takes machine learning, artificial intelligence, to help humans like Keegan make sense of it all. Keegan Line, future PhD, is also a kind of shepherd for his AI flock.
And you have to definitely tailor it to the problem itself. You need a lot of refinement, and you have to then look at the output and say, does this make sense? Is this something that's actually useful? And how can we use this in making decisions?
One of Keegan's faculty advisors, Andrew Sanchez-Meder, has been using AI in his research since the early 90s, before it was cool. He finds the tech indispensable, but
the big thing to watch out for is a model that seems better, but you don't really know why it's better. And then when you apply that model in a new place or in a new scenario or give it new data, it may not perform the way you thought it was going to perform.
So you got to test it, right?
You do. You can't trust it completely. We're not at a place where we can just unleash it.
It's not just AI in the Department of Forestry. Northern Arizona University is in the spring of what it's declared as the year of AI empowerment.
When manufacturing went away and mining went away, everybody was asked to code. Oh, just get a coding certificate and that will resolve your issues. But now we're in the era of AI, where a lot of the things that we thought we needed to do and the ways we needed to prepare in to be able to have careers of consequence has totally been, challenged, right?
NAU's president, Jose Luis Cruz Rivera, also teaches electrical engineering. When his own students came back bewildered when they were steered wrong by a ChatGPT hallucination on a problem set, he saw a big teaching opportunity.
How you inquire in a more productive way, how do you validate what you're hearing back, and how do you stay in control of the cognitive process related to the work that you're engaging that GPT in.
The campus community decided collectively that now's the time to focus on this for themselves, for the university bureaucracy, and beyond.
not just for our students, but how we connect with the community and how we provide the resources to make sure that the kids in the Boys and Girls Club, the teachers and the advisors in the Flagstaff High School, the people working in the city offices have the training and the resources they need. It's ultimately about how we ensure that the human remains central to the work and is a sovereign entity in the connection with the AI. It's not the other way around. And ultimately, that
the AI serves humans, not the other way around.
Exactly.
This fall, NAU launches a bachelor's degree in AI that goes beyond the technical.
There will be a course on questioning AI. Let's not just talk about the practical aspects of it or how to design it or how to use it. Let's question it. Let's question the bias that's built in and how we can counter that. Let's question the environmental impacts. Let's question how the flow of capital could actually lead to a very dystopian future. Because if you are going to be an engineer working with AI and machine learning, we want you to have that worldview available to you if and when the moment arises.
Do you think your presence, the university's presence in this community, could help make the Flagstaff region an innovator, almost a hotbed of artificial intelligence?
I hope that it will, at a minimum, ensure that the Flagstaff community, the Northern Arizona community, is empowered by the technology and not subjugated by it.
Northern Arizona University President Jose Luis Cruz Rivera. I also visit another center of AI on Route 66, this one in New Mexico, where there's loads of R&D, and the government is the big investor. I'm David Brancaccio, Marketplace Morning Report from APM, American Public Media.